Now you can step back and kind of look at that entire thing and try to imagine your entire floor being that way, with it still being wet. See, when this dries, it's going to look lighter. But this wet look, this is pretty much how it's going to look once you put the sealer on it. Okay? What do you think about that, Laura?
I like that.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we could go along and try to do the entire floor that way, and then we can make a final decision as to what's going to happen, because I do have the stain in that bucket, or the can of stain that you used on the other floor, the terracotta.
Yes.
We could maybe dip a little bit with a brand new sponge and maybe go over the surface and see what happens with that in just one area, let's say, and see what it looks like. Because once this dries, if you think, oh man, I wish I had a little bit more brightness to it, then we either have to wipe it on with the sponge or a rag, or I think you do a variegated type look with the Hudson sprayer. Now if you do the Hudson sprayer, then obviously that means we'd have to mask off the entire room. I would cut plastic and put it up about 18 inches on the wall all the way through. There's a little bit of work on that. Some doors have to be taken out. We've got an area here where the kitchen planking is. Go ahead, you show it. I'd have to put masking tape along there. I'd have to put plastic up there, put plastic up over on the side, continue it down the hallway, take the doors out, take the front door off, because the front door is going to be in the way. The front door would have to be taken off because that's going to be in our way, you know. Or I guess we could close the front door all the way, put plastic over that, then we couldn't get out the front door if we needed to. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a few different things to consider. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep wiping on here. Okay, so I'm going to take my cleaner, and I still have my knee pad. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to need to use that or not, but see, I need to start in one area and start at the back of your room and then work behind myself so that I don't have to cross it. Because see, this was just done out in the wide open. Now I have to go around it and blend it all in and not step on it. Because see, if I step on this, then it leaves a footprint. So that's the last thing I want to do, is leave any footprints on there. Okay, go ahead. Let's see. Well, I guess you're going to have to stay there. You can walk around. How about you walk around where it's dry? You can come this way a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start in this corner, and I'm gonna get this lighter and see along the edge. It's going to get on the base. And so what I can do is take this cleaner and spray on there. If it doesn't all come off, I can take a little metal scraper or a brush here, okay? And then I can hit that on here. That loosens it up and breaks it up. And then I can wash it off with the cleaner, okay? Now, some of this you can do after the fact, but I'm afraid if the stain stays on there too long, it might not come off very easily. Now see, that's a mark from something else. But this, I'm not sure, no, that's a mark from something else too. It almost looks like
what
old
is it?
stain. Looks like a hammer came down and hit that when they were pounding in the tack strip. Because there used to be carpet. There used to be mastic here, and then there was tiles, vinyl tiles. Then there was carpet, pad, tack strip along the wall, carpet on top of that. And we're bringing it all back to its natural condition of the concrete, because Laura likes the concrete. It helps her. What does it do now? It helps you get more grounded. And you
yes,
like,
it does.
huh?
Yes, it does. It's also cleaner than carpet.
Okay. Now see, I've got stuff on here, so I'm going to take this over. I'm going to take this over. And this time I'm just going to kind of rinse this out like that. I'm not going to dump it in there. Okay? That way I have to get some of that excess out of there. Now I can go back over this a lot cleaner, and I can keep using this sponge. Okay? I want to look at it. I want to do the best I can. Mind you, you're only going to get it so good, then you can move on. Okay, that looks pretty good.
Yes,
now,
it does.
there's some darkness on the sides, and that's where the nails were from the tack strip, and then there's imperfections along the sides, some paint along there. That's going to give it kind of a natural type look. Okay, so now I'm just going to keep going here. And if I get tired standing up, I can take my knee pad, and I'm just going to concentrate on one little section at a time. Okay? Until I think I've done enough here. See, this comes off pretty good because I had it cleaned all the way to there, but then because I had the dark sponge on here, there was only so much I could wipe. See how that darkens it up? So if you get an area too dark or too light, you can do that, then go back over it with your lighter sponge. You might have to tag team it to a certain extent, try to blend in. I'm just kind of going back and forth to blend in that line, because if you see the line, chances are when you seal the floor, you're going to see the line again. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It might be nice to see a few lines in here. See all the different things that are going on in this floor? That's the type of thing you want. And initially, I was thinking I wasn't even going to take up the tiles, the vinyl tiles at all, and I was going to put a floating material over there, the veneer that kind of looked like concrete, and then do it that way. There was a few concerns with doing all of that in such a manner. And these tiles, fortunately, they came up pretty easy. I've got videos of all that on my channel too. And so I decided to take up the tiles, because this gives you way more character than if I were to have floated out this floor. It'd look like a brand new concrete floor, and I couldn't get as much character as I'm getting in here. This looks like old world type look. Now my cleaner is Energy Plus cleaner, and if you can't find that at the store, don't fret. You can get an orange cleaner, let's say, or simple green, anything like that. Okay, and I'm going to spray on there, reach over there, and just one little wipe kind of loosens it and separates it from all the nooks and crannies on that. And I can rinse that off, and I can just leave that cleaner there and let it dry. Here's one little spot from before. No, that was this time too. Just keep watching. Anything that you have left on there, you can do after this dries. Then you've got, that's another step to do. Here's some on the wall from the other day. And I looked at this wall, and it was semi-gloss on here, so I wasn't too concerned. If you have a wall and if it's got flat paint on it, then anything that you get off of there later might have a tendency to show up more so than the semi-gloss paint, let's say. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a little putty knife, because there's some imperfections that have dried on here from when I took the sponge stuff off before. So I'm going to get that just to hit anything, and I'll be right back.